Oop. Hi guys.
What is
Hello.
on?
So this is technically episode 13, but since 13 is an unlucky number, I left it at 12, and I'm just going to skip the 14 on the.
I like it.
And Nick, I know that there's a ton of pictures, and I was going to snag one off of IMDb of you, but I wanted to pay homage to the fact that you are a service member. So first and foremost, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Of course.
So
you guys always know how to make me smile.
no, it's very important, and we got into something once Troy gets here. I have a question to ask you, and we got into it a little bit last week with McDorks. But it's something that's important, especially this time of year, so that we're going to ask you about. But until Troy gets here, we'll say hi to the chat really quick. I saw Umpty. Umpty was excited. He was the first one here. Baby Ice. I know Mitch is in here. Tori's here. What's going on, everybody in the chat?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody in the chat.
So yeah, it'll pop up here quick because it's already doubled in the last 3 seconds. There's a amount of people in here. But so Collector TV. I used to do the Night Owls, and that was more of a Funko Pop based show only. And so when Troy and I started this show, we wanted to kind of go, even though it's Funko Pops and you can pretty much tie a Funko Pop to anything retro. It's kind of one of those things to get you guys thinking about when you were a kid. So we've done My Pet Monster, we have done Dino Riders, we have done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So my first question to both of you is, what made little Andrew and little Nick tick when you guys were kids? Like, what is that thing that you guys wanted out of the Toys R Us catalog more than anything?
Ooh. Ninja Turtles for me. Definitely Ninja Turtles.
I was all over the board. I was G.I. Joe, Mask, Voltron. Those were sort of the big ones. Transformers, of course. That was sort of my big stuff.
And Hot Wheels. I love Hot Wheels. Yeah, I still have them all packaged in their packages. They're in my sister's attic. I think I have at least 9,000 packaged Hot Wheels. Yeah.
So you had the forethought when you were that little not to take them out of the package, because I lived in the South, and we had this huge hill on the side of our house, and we had a whole Hot Wheels city. I mean, we had carved out little caves, so everybody had their own garages. We built mud pits so we could get them dirty, and then we had a car wash with the sprinkler. I mean, it was fun, but I never had the forethought when I was a kid to
in the package.
Anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, how crazy was you at the show? What'd you say, Andrew?
I said, if only we could go back to those days, know what we know now, with keeping the toys and Star Wars and all those figures in their protective, never take them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I told my family that my nephew, if something ever happens to me, that he gets all of these. So, a little investment for him, college, hopefully.
There you go.
So what else is going on? How's it been in the store? Right? You guys just did your Black Friday sale. Looked like that went well.
I opened the shop at 9 a.m. and I did not get a break until 7 p.m. when I had a 10-minute break. I mean, it was just nonstop customers coming in on their reservation. So yeah, it was just busy. And then I totally forgot I had the pop meet the next day, so I had to set up for the pop meet. And yeah, that was tiring too. So
next day's busy.
I definitely went to bed early Sunday. I went to bed at 7 p.m. and woke up the next day at 10 a.m. So Yeah,
I wasn't in the store, but I was cooking for like 9 hours because we did a drive-through Thanksgiving, and so yeah, I had to fix Thanksgiving dinner with my mom for 4 different households. So it was kind of like doing a huge catering job, and we got it all done in 9 hours. But exhausted the next day, absolutely exhausted. What's going on, Devin? So, Andrew, I haven't been live with you since the Night Owls, and first and foremost, before Troy gets here, I wanted to thank you. You have been a mentor to me over the past year, and getting into this YouTube stuff, and even the Instagram and the social media aspect of everything, and I greatly appreciate all of the help and just being someone I could vent to.
No, absolutely.
It's been amazing getting to know you. And Nick, you know, I have to say thank you to you as well. I got to know you and respect you so much more over the past couple of months when we all went through that social media disaster together. And I greatly appreciate the fact that you kind of were a voice of reason, and also someone who kind of stood up for those of us that didn't know how to stand up for ourselves. So I appreciate that very, very much.
Well, I'll call him out. Put him on blast. Yeah.
So you were in the movie industry, you're still in the movie industry doing some stuff, but where did you get into wanting to open the shop and doing the collectibles and the Funko Pops?
Well, I've always had the shop. My house is like right behind here. So this is a 2-bedroom house.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, the shop is in front of it. And hello.
What is up, everybody? Sorry I'm late. I was getting super nervous. I'm tired of all my guests being way better looking than me. And you know, I think it affects the Wi-Fi as well. Like, how are you guys doing?
Trimming the beard.
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad now that I'm here.
Here we go.
Done running around and working and everything like that. So this is the fun part.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about how Nick had the shop, and he said it's a 2-bedroom house, and so his house is around the other side. So you've had the shop for years and years and years. So that coincided with you?
I've been living here since 2016 when I got out of the military. So I moved back home from Florida here in Anaheim, right near Disneyland. It's just like 5 minutes away from here. I can literally run down and I can get to Disneyland. And so at first it was a bracelet shop, primarily just bracelets and crafts and everything that I've done with Bands for Arms for the past 8 years during that time while I was in the military, and just incorporated it all here in the shop. It wasn't until I got working for Warner Brothers and I got picked up to do the Funko Pop movie, which is not happening anymore. And I wanted to learn what Funko Pops were, so I brought them into the shop so I can understand the demographics of the customers and the fans that buy them and why they like them, because it all helps with like the script writing and whatnot, and to get a thorough like interest in the Funko Pop community. So I brought them in here in the shop last year in May, and that was just the primary purpose of why I had them in here. And then it just all of a sudden evolved into what it is now. And then COVID happened, and then mystery boxes happened, and then getting to meet the whole YouTube community, which was pretty awesome. And yeah.
Oh, I mean, you blew up when COVID hit. I mean, honestly, it was like all of a sudden it was like, this guy, he's got mystery boxes. They're like $12, $13. You can get like 12 of them, and people were doing, you know, like contests and everything with them, and it was insane. I mean, it just went from like all of a sudden Bands for Arms, and then all of a sudden it was Bands for Arms.
I know. Yeah. Luckily, I have a sponsor who helps with like the purchases of these mystery boxes and the shipping. That's why I was able to do the free shipping. Yeah, but they only give you so much of an allotment to use for shipping and buying pops each week. So I have to condense that and use it accordingly to spread it out to everybody that's bought the mystery boxes and shipping out the mystery boxes. There are times where I run out of shipping funding, and it's just, I can't do anything until the next, I guess, increment of money that they give me.
Yeah.
for shipping. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Early on in the stages, yes, it was all free shippings because I didn't want anybody to pay for the shipping. So if I had my sponsor to do it, I was going to have that happen.
Now, before when we were backstage, Nick and I were talking about Whatnot, and Andrew, you've done some very successful auctions on Whatnot. So, is there a downside to getting in that as far as? I mean, I was explaining to him, I've seen based on who it is. So if it's you or it's Clint or it's Top Pops or whoever it is, Pop King Paul, some of these Funko Pops are going for obscene prices.
I mean, early on, when there was only a few people doing it, yeah, when you would throw up grails, you would get two people battle. I mean, PPG, even now, PPG's out the door. I mean, PPG, you almost can think doesn't exist, especially when you talk grails. If you talk hard to find pops, there are people in there that have collections that are looking for these pops that, you know, 400 piece, 500 piece, 1,000 piece. You don't get an opportunity to buy them that often, so they take full advantage of it. And you know, PPG is out the door with it. But you know, they do a lot more now. There's a lot more people doing it. You can hop on. Some people can hop on whenever they want and do an auction. You can schedule now when you want to do it. So I wouldn't say it floods the market, but it makes it more. You got to have good stuff. You know, you got to come with. You can't come with run of the mill. I'm going to go to Walmart and buy some pops and sell them. You got to come with heat. You got to come with some good stuff.
Which you get out of mystery boxes that you.
Anything I get out of mystery boxes that I don't keep, that I don't put in little mystery boxes for myself, that I don't give or trade or whatever. I do that.
Leave it to Foxy.
Absolutely, but
What's
yeah,
going on, Fox.
it is. They were on the mark when they started, you know, selling platform and people got into it, and then when Logan designed this app, that the auction had changed the game, and yeah, it's fabulous. It's awesome. You got Pokemon now, sports cards. When you do auctions, you can do anything you want, almost. It's great. I mean, the downside is you got to ship it really in like 3 days. So you've got to be prepared, boxes, packaging, and ready to go. Literally, when that auction ends, you're packing.
But that would solve Nick's problem, you know, with the shipping allotment, because they automatically charge shipping, which I think is like $350 for up to 4 pops.
Yeah.
They charge the buyer $350. They charge you $250 and 8%.
Oh wow! Okay, I did not know that.
That's how it works. Yep. Now you can group things together, but normally it's $250 per item, and 8% is what they charge you, and then the buyer they charge $350 shipping. But still, I mean, that's what is it, $6 to ship anything?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're shipping a 10-inch pop for that.
Which
And it's a good split.
Yeah. That helped a lot. But you also have done the mystery boxes on there as well, and those
I've done mystery boxes. I've done little hit or miss things. I have the ability now to go on when I want. So at certain times, if we want to do a hit or miss or we want to do a mystery box, I'll do it on there. And yeah, it's fun. It's nice.
It's awesome.
I don't have the inventory. Something like that, I just don't have the inventory. And like you said, I have to come with fire, but everything that I have that's fire is like stuff that I really wanted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe someday, but I've only been in this game for literally a year now, so it's been interesting.
It takes time. It's you get a lot of mystery boxes. You're finicky with your collection of what you keep. Yeah,
We're all starting to learn that. It doesn't take too long for you to start to realize, like, this is getting ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, when, you know, you got Nick up here that, you know, you have to schedule a time to go see the shop. When are you going to do the same? I mean, look at the store behind you. Who needs Whatnot? You just need to have people schedule to come in, visit the shop.
True.
It'd be a hit.
I like the background, Andrew. I do.
I have people that watch and they pick things out. And some people, there's one or two that find it interesting to pick the littlest thing out and write it in a comment. And I see this or I see that. But,
so we kind of talked about what they would want when they were like kids, what made them tick. But Troy and I wanted to talk to the two of you, and based off what I was talking about you guys earlier and thanking you for earlier, we wanted to touch upon a subject that's a little more serious, and then we'll go back to having some fun, which is, Nick, I know this time of year is very, very hard on service members because they are away from home. And at the same time, I know that I've seen everybody that's on this screen has gone through the major trolling issues and everything else. And part of what we're trying to do with this channel is do the, stay positive and not do the whole politics side. And we've been able to fly under the radar of that so far because we're still smaller. But Nick, first to you is, how can people like us help with what our service people are going through? I mean, are there certain programs? I know you have the mystery box that if you buy one, you send one over, but are there other programs that normal people outside of the realm of the military life can do at this time of year to kind of help brighten spirits? And I know that depression is a big thing and suicide is a big thing. And how can we help with that?
Well, a lot of the time, from my experience for service members that can't go home, I mean, I'm dealing with a kid right now who's in Germany, and he hasn't been home in 2 years. And he bought a plane ticket to come and surprise his family for Thanksgiving, and they denied, or Delta Airlines canceled his flight like the day before Thanksgiving. And so just things like that really get to service members that can't have any means, I guess, so to say. And most of the time I will notice that service members will not open up about it. They're too afraid. It's the pride issue. And that happens quite often. And there are times where I don't even know what's going on until they open up, or I see signs if I know the person, if I'm close to them. But what can you do? Honestly, it's checking up on them, just seeing how they're doing. And as far as like programs go that they're within the area that they're in, you have like the USO that they can go confide in. Well, the USO right now is closed because of COVID. A lot of the places that I support, as far as military support goes, they're closed, unfortunately. And I don't know, it's really unfortunate during these times what we're going through, not just here in the United States, but around the world. And yeah, it's just reaching out to them and just talking to them and holding a conversation with them and holding them accountable to making sure that they're doing all right.
Are there any sort of like maybe nationwide programs that maybe send care packages at this time of year?
Yeah, definitely. Operation Gratitude, they are here in Chatsworth. It's near Los Angeles, and they're one of the organizations that we support each month. In fact, a lot of the mystery box money that has been raised has been filtered through Operation Gratitude. And so what they do is they have this huge warehouse. It's really a big warehouse, the size of like a Sam's Club. And they have hundreds of volunteers just putting packages together, these first class, like priority boxes of just care items, socks, food, and whatnot. And they ship them to the service members stationed here in the United States and all over around the world through FedEx. And so the money that we donate, that goes towards like the FedEx cost for shipping, for the items that are going into the boxes. If anyone's interested, you can check them out. It's operationgratitude.org. They're great. They're really great as far as like taking care of our service members.
Awesome.
So
go ahead.
I know you guys aren't very big. Nobody really knows who you are. That's why you're here. You know, nobody's ever heard of Bands for Arms or the Luau. We're glad to do our part, and get you out there. I've been trying. But no, back on a real note. What about, so for Nick, you first. Personally, how you got brought into this whole YouTube, Instagram world, because of COVID.
Right.
How have you learned to adapt to the so-called Karens and the stuff like that? Like,
You
this
know,
might be a little deeper of a question, but to me, it seems like once I came around, you find some good people. You know, when you come in, you find some good people. Sometimes you can be misled. Sometimes you can, you know, you don't see everything at first sight. How have you personally learned to cope? Because you have so much going on. This isn't just your only platform. You got multiple platforms.
right. And that's a funny question to ask, because I take customer, how do I say this? Before, I used to take it very personally, and I would get offended easily, and I would take it to heart, because here I am, that I think that I'm this perfect person, I can make everybody happy, when that's not the case. You know, everybody's a different person and whatnot, so to say, behind the computer. And yeah, I've dealt with a lot of Karens and Kevins and whatnot, and you know how to deal with it. I have this little core group of YouTubers that I've formed an alliance with, and I just go to them and tell them the issue or the problem and how I should deal with it, or I'll just put them on blast and make fun of them without showing their screen name and whatnot, make an example of them.
I think we've
me off the ledge quite a few times. I mean, that's one of the things when he's a mentor, because there were quite a few times during Night Owls that I was like, I didn't know what to do, like practically in tears. And, you know, I pose the same question to you, Andrew, is like, you are every single week you have haters and I was always worried, thumbs down. Well, thumbs down is still interaction. People would say that, but you know, how have you developed a thick skin to get to where you are as far as your subscriber count and not let it get to you?
I think it's just you got to have the thick skin to do it. And you know, I get people that very few do I get in the comments that'll do something or say something, or someone will be like, I read one of the latest ones is they think I get paid from Whatnot, and it's like, no, I don't get anything from Whatnot. I do the auctions. That's it. I don't get paid from anybody, and I don't do many promotions or anything like that I get paid. So. I mean, you just have to have thick skin, and you laugh it off. There's not many times I've ever gotten upset by it. Even when people, you know, throw my name and call me trash on Instagram. I think that was probably the closest I've ever come to retaliating, but I didn't. I let it go. And, you know, you just be bigger than that. And sometimes you get a laugh and smile about it.
How do you avoided the politics of, like, because this is something Troy and I were talking about, is like, this group of people, and Andrew, I talked to you about this, you know, back in the day, is this group of people doesn't want you to have this person on, and this group of person doesn't want to have this on, and I can't believe you're talking to this person, or I can't believe you're supporting this group. Do you guys, both of you guys, do you guys just support who you support, and you don't care what anybody, because everybody's going to have an opinion, kind of like rear ends, but
I've had the mentality that I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and that's just the way it's going to be. If I have friends that get butthurt by it, you know, we can talk it out. Sometimes I have a close knit, more closer than other people, and you know, I'm a little bit more respectful of their feelings and things like that. But in the end, I'm going to do what I want to do and how I want to do it, and that's just the way. That's just sort of been my mentality. I mean, with life too. I mean, that's just sort of how it is. I've just had this mentality. I go and you know, it's like Sunday nights. If I want to bring somebody on, I'm going to do it. So that's just what I do.
We all love our Sunday nights. That was my first ever live, was on one of your Sunday
I
nights.
remember that.
oh, yours are fun. I mean, I was in there the other night watching you, and when you had Alex Michael on, I tried to get, I don't know if he's still in here lurking around, but I tried to get Michael Alex to come in and say hi, but that's Fox, Nick. He dressed like Wink Inc. and he held a little class and everything, and he had his little tie and all that on, but he called himself Michael Alex instead of Alex Michael.
Nobody ever did the costumes as good as Fox.
No, that's well, I will say this one surprised us and did Tommy Pickles from Rugrats.
me and Foxy are fun to have together. Let's. We probably should have had some type of warning before ever going live with that. Well, never mind. It was off the top. It wasn't supposed to happen. It just did. Foxy's a bad influence on me, obviously.
So Nick, you started off with the bracelets. Do you wish that was more of the business now? Do you feel like you've been like surrounded by all this Funko nonsense now, and you wish that Bands for Arms was still Bands for Arms as far as the bracelet program and the purpose behind that?
Well, I've kind of, I've taken, I don't want to say I've taken a break because I'm still making bracelets, but it's more of a mental break because of last year, what happened to me. 4 of my volunteers, Marines that were helping me make bracelets while we were serving in Rota, Spain. All of them, 4 of them, they committed suicide from February, March, April, and May. And so when that happened last year, it just took a toll on me because I kept blaming myself, like, what could I have done to have saved their lives? And yeah, it was just, it's when I tried to make bracelets last year, it was very hard for me to not have that sentiment of them, thinking of them, that I could have helped them and whatnot. And it's just, I'm getting better though. Kind of sucks because of COVID, because I can't do my group therapy for PTSD. But I have friends here that keep me accountable and just making sure that I'm doing okay. The Funko Pops really have helped as far as like as a distraction goes. And so I will give props to the Funko Pops for doing that for me, for keeping me busy. Especially the mystery boxes. Those definitely keep me busy. Yeah, way too busy, more than I need to be. But it's good because I'm not working at Warner Brothers right now because of COVID. We can't make films, so I haven't been on set since March. But we're about to do the premiere for Wonder Woman coming up in a couple weeks. And pretty excited about that. But as far as like other works go, I can't really do anything. We can't do anything. But
yeah, I don't know if you saw my comment, but I said I'd even wear a dress.
Oh, lovely.
So
with
Eric,
that stuff being said, though,
what? Eric
I was about to say, with all that being said, like, COVID's hit so many different people. Like, luckily we're able to see, Luau, Nick, see your guys' faces, but it's affected so many people. What seems to bug me the most, I would say in this community, and I've kind of like branched out to other collectible communities as well, is almost the lack of compassion in a sense. Like, this should be a spot where we can all come, and I guess we all need to realize that there's more to the person behind what you see. So, like, we see the luau I watch you religiously every time a video drops. I see that, but there's so much more behind that. Nick, all your Instagram stuff, whenever you're on a live and I get to catch it, we get to see that, but there's so much more behind it. We need to find a way to, I guess, slow that down and have everybody kind of realize, not everybody, I mean, that's too much to ask. There's always going to be those people, but it's like, as I've been here a little longer, started to realize that there's people behind here, and this might be an outlet for everybody. Like, for everybody that comes here, they may need something, and the negative comments of, oh, you have no friends, and that's why you need these people, and they're using you, just as an example. I'm, somebody that's, I got plenty of friends around, I got a family. But yeah, this being around people like on this screen and this chat, this means something as well. Like, I feel like maybe there's a lack of dialogue between so many people that it's kind of put a, somewhat of a dark cloud in certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's been a lot of those videos lately too, and but again, we were talking about that, like the trolls. You're not ever going to make 100% of people happy, and that's the one big, huge change from me on this show versus the last show, is that I've stopped caring about the sub counts. I've stopped caring about if someone gives me a thumbs down. I do this show with you, Troy, because it makes me happy. Like we have a good time. You and I have a great friendship, and I don't care if we have 5 people watching or we have 50 people watching. If we have 50, great, but it's more about having fun. I'm not in a competition. I respect people like you, Andrew. Like I would never go live against you. And I know that a lot of people do that. It's like with Mama J. I know that my cutoff time on Tuesdays normally is 9:00 p.m. because I respect the fact that Mama J and Geeky Mama Bear and Spectre are going on after me. But there's also only so much time during the day. And now that people are back to work, there's going to be, and some people take it personally when I think people are going to watch what they're going to watch. It's the same thing as having a cable box. There's 300 channels on your cable box, and not everybody's going to watch a cartoon or this movie or whatever. They might be watching a football game, or they might be watching Top Model.
Or you DVR it. It sits there. You can watch it whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Brandy's really nice. I'll go head to head with you any day, Luau. All right? You're one of my idols. I seen them when I first got into this game, and I'm ready to take you down, all right? I got
No, Ross, you're a giraffe, remember? He's quite sensitive.
It's you just gotta have. I tell people. I think Wink asked me about it. I think it was Wink, and it's like you just gotta have fun with it. And the day it stops being fun is the day that I've always said. The day I stop having fun with it and I don't enjoy it is the day I'm done and I leave and I'm done. And I hope that day never comes, but that's just the mentality I have. And you can't worry about sub counts and views and thumbs up. I know people love to do it. It makes them feel good. So much so we buy them. It is what it is. Whatever makes you feel good. Do what you need to do. But in the end, I respect anyone that can do this because it's work. It's never going to pay for itself as far as financially for you. Do it because you love it. Do it because you love the toys. You love the collectibles. You love bringing something to someone, or you put a smile on someone's face. It's worth it. And the day it's too much work or the day it's not fun is the day you got to not do it. Because it'll see, I think Clint always told me when I talked to Clint and I said, what about shoe videos? And I said, we never see him. And he's like, I can't do it. I just can't do it anymore. And if I do it, people are going to see I don't want to do it. And it's just ruined to me. It's not fun anymore. I still collect shoes, but he's like, I just can't do the videos anymore. I just can't bring myself to do it. So
how much do those subs cost you?
They cost a lot, don't they? Well, I don't know. I know,
Well, okay, I guess I don't have enough money for it. I'm gonna have to stay around the 200 range then, because I can't afford it.
Well, we have. It came today, Troy.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that is a nice one.
It is really cool. Like I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have put that up for the 200 sub. But I
right.
And I will stick to it. I bought it to do as a giveaway, and then I pulled it out of box when it got here a little bit ago, and I was like,
it's hard to get that away.
And then I got the Mandalorian, which Nick and I were talking about. I didn't realize until it got here that this was a girl. I was like, heck yeah, that's a sweet looking Mandalorian.
Well, Nick is really like Mr. Funko Hollywood. I mean, he is in lines. They know him. He gets the info. I mean, Nick is really, our heartbeat when it comes to this is going to be released. There's a line, and he'll show. Sometimes he shoots a picture. And he said, "I don't know why they're sitting out here at whatever 4 or 5 in the morning. There's nothing released."
Coming from Nick, that was not originally really a Funko collector. He was just, this was not his hobby. And now every time I catch something, I'm just laughing like, this man's deep. He's into it.
Those are my favorite pictures in the morning. Like I'll see that you're like, and there's no way I'd be sitting out here. It's way too cold, or it's raining, and you're like, and there's nothing releasing today. I don't know why you're here. And I'm just like,
He also has tremendous luck lately in chase roulette. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. Maybe the
like 3 out of 5
or
like that at a hot topic.
Well, you did pretty well the other day, sir. Although I left you a message on that video. You can see him, and he'll open one, and he'll go, "What is it? What is it?" And you can just see him go, like he shrinks down about 2 inches, and then he got to chase, and he's like,
I love the chase roulette. I love it. I loaded up today with the. I think Hot Topic had what they have, Muttley and Cowbell and a couple others. So I love playing chase roulettes.
I saw the Funko Shop. The website's got the WandaVision pops. They're like $8.80.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's the chase of the one. So I'm assuming they're probably going to sell those out quickly because if you get the chase, never leave a chase behind.
It's a cool one. I didn't want to play with that one. I don't know why. That one, I got to see the show. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. I don't know if it's something that's gonna. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, this is what I don't want to do. Is I don't want to miss out. Like Mandalorian, I wasn't into. I would have picked up that Mandalorian before. Well, I got that one. It was only $270 at the time, or $200, whatever at the time.
Only. But, I'm with you, Nick. We're both like.
Well, my parents got him for me as a gift because I went grocery shopping through lockdown for them to keep them home and safe. So that was something that my parents got me. But I now have the whole Mandalorian line, and that's one of those things. Is like, do I risk the WandaVision in case this blows up like Mandalorian did? And if I get the chase, and it's an investment down the road, it's not something I don't really collect it though. So I don't want to do it just to get it, but I've never done a chase roulette. I've never really had luck. The only one that I got really lucky on was getting the pink Batman because I wanted the it looks like breast cancer, awareness, and I wanted that.
Let's clarify you never having luck. You mean luck in chase roulette. I'm the one that struggles with luck around here, okay?
I've only gotten a couple things lately.
Only.
Well, I can't wait till Lionel gets here, though.
I could buy 9 of 10 spots and still lose. That's just what happens.
Maybe she'll get
I'm always
bingo game.
Yeah, I'm the type I love to give to people. I'm always out, like trying to throw stuff around, be like, oh, I don't, enter this giveaway, like, not to pat myself on the back, but I'm like, I don't even want entered and a chance to win anything. I'm going to give those spots to someone else because I know they have a better chance of winning than if my name's next to it. So you just take the spots. Mr. Andrew Weeble in here, he actually won something off of a mystery box off of, I think it was a breast cancer thing, and I went ahead and donated my spots, and he hit one of those numbers, and I'm like, that's awesome, because I never would have won. Never would have. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't have won. Or it would have been damaged in shipping or something. That's just how it works.
So Eric's asked 2 questions about the bracelets, and I want to circle back to that. So he asked, how did you come up with the idea of actually using a piece of the uniform? And I have one that actually has a piece of your blue Navy uniform, and then I have one that has a button on it, which I think is super cool. But he also is asking, what is the Family Freedom bracelets about?
So those bracelets they are for pretty much whoever's buying it, they're buying it for the person one of them will say, I have freedom because of my uncle, or I have freedom because of my dad, I have freedom because of my mom. So it's just the whole series of bracelets in this collection that's just focused on who in their family is serving, or their friends, whatnot, aunt, uncle. And it's just, and it can be made with their friend or family member's uniform. They can have it around their wrist.
So how many bracelets can you get out of a uniform?
Typically about 50 to 60 bracelets. Depending.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And we could tear it in the uniform in a good 30 minutes, just take it all apart. And then it takes a while sometimes. Like the Air Force uniforms, they are the toughest uniforms to break down because of how they're stitched. But all the other branches, it's pretty easy to break apart.
So Andrew, which one are you wearing?
I actually have 2 of them on. I have the Mickey Mouse
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorites. And then I had the first one I ever had, which is this one, which when one of Nick's first mystery boxes we did with Pop Couple, that was in the box. So that's actually support law enforcement. So I have a few of them. I actually have some that Nick signed that sit down here in the bottom of the case. I have a few.
I'm going to buy my brother one of your hats because his birthday's on January 5th. And so he usually gets overloaded at Christmas and everybody forgets his birthday. But I'm going to buy him one of your hats because he lives in Camo. I live out in the middle of nowhere. So everybody like hunts and drinks beer around here. But because of the fact that it has a piece of the uniform on it, I thought was really cool. And so he loves to wear beanies in the wintertime. So I thought I would get him one of those for his birthday. So I think I'm going to get him the Marine one. I don't know. He thinks he's more of a badass than he really is. He's my baby brother though, so I guess I tease him quite a bit. But I think that was really cool. I like how you expanded to the hats. Do you have anything else that you like, another product line that you're thinking about coming out with?
No, I mean I have necklaces too, and the scarves. We've done the scarves. I don't know. Lots of t-shirts. We have lots of t-shirts too. Whenever I can get a chance to get those.
What about masks? Have you ever thought of it?
I've done masks out of uniforms, but I was told I'm not supposed to do that.
Could you do it like the hats though, and just put like the little swatch on the corner with you?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah,
that would be cool.
I'll think about that. I'll put that into a design.
We're over here trying to put more work on Nick. Like, I'll tell you what, you bring out something else and we'll add 4 hours to every day. Okay, now there'll be 28 hours in a day, so you have some time to work with.
I just thought it would be cool, and it's very relevant right now. And then if because of everything that you do. So I have another question too. Is like all the different mystery boxes that you've done, they've been for different. The proceeds go to different things. So how do you choose those? Is it like kind of random, or is there like a wheelhouse of
I have an umbrella of charities that we've supported for the past 10 years, and I just pick and choose which one that I'm very close to. It's mostly either the USO, Operation Gratitude, National World War II Museum, or the Arizona Memorial. Those are usually the top picks, or the Children's Hospital here in Orange County, or the Ronald McDonald House. So depending on the mystery box set or the theme, it'll go towards that specific charity, or I gear towards that.
So Andrew, you want to give us an update on how you and Sean are ranking there with your football bets?
Oh yeah, Sean's got a pretty good lead on me.
Does he? I thought you were winning the last time I was like watching like a week or two ago.
I'm sort of going against the grain now, and I'm losing. So he has me 7 or 8, I think.
Really?
A good bit. Yeah, he does. I'm gonna have to make a big comeback.
Never bet on the Lions to win. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
I don't know. I thought Thanksgiving Stafford. Oh well.
Goodbye, I'm with you.
My poor Matt Patricia.
I think I put a post up. I was like, I will help them pack. I don't know why I've been so frustrated. He was supposed to be like the savior. It's kind of like Jim Harbaugh at University of Michigan. And he was supposed to be the savior, and they're 1-5 or 2-4 now or something crazy like that. And then my lowly Michigan State rebuilding with a brand new coach team beat him. I was like, get to be a little cocky for another year.
There you go.
That's about all you can hold on to this year, so you might as well grab it.
So are you guys looking forward to anything that's coming out either in the Funko lines or other collectibles? Like, are there things like that are 5-6 months down the road or 3 months down the road that you guys are super excited about that should be coming out?
There's been so many like pops being thrown out there. I don't even remember what I've seen anymore. There's just so much coming out.
Seinfeld.
I'm right there with you.
They announced Seinfeld Pops.
Oh yeah, Seinfeld Pop, for sure.
So that should be insane. I like the whole diamond pin thing. The Ric Flair, I think, released today at GameStop for pre-order for an early next year. I don't think they got the size of the belt right, but I mean, a diamond pin with a pin in it too. I think that's cool. Hot toys. I mean, there's a whole bunch of hot toys that are coming. The Mandalorian with Child's on the way. Battle Damaged Iron Man, which is an insane hot toy. So, yeah, there's some few. 2021 looks to be a promising year for collectibles.
Now, behind you is mostly like the collectibles, the Funkos, and things like that. Where are your hot toys at? Because I've heard you more than once say that you have a ton.
They sit over here. I ask all the time, would you put one in there? And it's like, if I do, I got to pose it right, and you know, I could sit there for an hour or 2 hours to pose it. I said, once the Iron Man comes, Battle Damaged Iron Man with the snap, I will put it in the case. That'll be the first one to go in.
Nice.
I had a Star Wars scene in there for a while.
That comment right there. That's all I can do to that line.
What have you seen?
I don't know how I feel about these wrestling lucha Marvel pops.
I love them for the fact that I don't have to buy them. That's why I love them.
Yeah. But I know the Hispanic community here. I know they're gonna ask me to carry them in the shop, and I'll probably have to carry all of them.
Oh yeah, Goonies. The new Goonies should be awesome. Absolutely.
So I know. Do you like just go to Hollywood and get the pops? Because like you have some of them. Like this one, I saw you had like in hand the other day. Do you just go in and get them there and then put them in the shop, or are you because you have a store? Can you pre-order them so that you get them on the day of the drop?
Well, I have a couple of distributors here. So Chalice is one of the distributors that I go to. Animatasia Toys, I'll go to him too. Triple Anime. They're just in LA. If I want to go get something that's exclusive or about to release, I'll just go to them and get it before it's released. But usually Funko Hollywood has it pretty much before the retailers bring them out a couple weeks later. So it all balances on my pop hunts whenever somebody tells me that, we're going to get this pop in, you should carry it so you could promote it. I'm like, okay.
All right.
I don't even know what I'm promoting. But
So, Andrew, what's your personal collection up to now?
Me? Andrew?
Somebody, I think Wink asked me that. I can't remember if he asked me on camera, or when we were live, or behind the scenes, and it was blown away when I said it. I said my personal collection with Funko Pops is probably $300 to $450. I don't trade. Yeah, I don't hit thousands. Now that we do the auctions, I'll go through and I'll say, I'll pick something that's like, do I want this anymore? I mean, ad icons are a big one. I'm never going to complete it. I'm not a completionist with that. But Back to the Future, I still need the green one from Plastic Empire. Yep, that's the only one I'm missing for that. I just can't.
She goes flexing again, talking about having no luck.
Yep.
But Goonies are big for me. Anything like nostalgia is a collection that I keep. So.
I don't know if you can see it. It says FUH and then there's a beer can EH.
So I want to know Nick's personal collection.
I honestly don't collect a lot. I don't.
That's what I figured.
Ad icons, and I'm slowly getting into the retro toys because I like them. It just brings so much nostalgia to what I used to collect. But now I want to complete everything, and I want to find everything. And yeah, there's a little section here in my shop that's just all retro toys.
I love those.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I have a little bomb to drop on everybody that's in here tonight. Is that January 5th? We have a guest coming on, and he just claimed the Guinness World Record for largest Funko Pop collection. He's on the Funko website as the Funko Fanatic of the Month. And so I started talking to him, and he's actually going to be on Collector TV on January 5th. So he's got over 5,000, some 5,200, some 5,300, something like that Funko Pops. And most of them are out of box, which is cool because a lot of people say if you don't take them out of box at least once, then you don't see all the cool detail on them. I'm not taking the green guy out, not touching him. But I can't wait to see his collection, and it's amazing. And there were some pictures of it on on the Funko website, but I went back and looked at Tristan because I assumed Tristan had the largest Funko Pop collection, and he's only like 3,000-ish.
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
3,000 less.
Did you just say only? We're going to see this guy.
More.
We're going to have this guy on, and that is going to be the day that I no longer collect. When I look at someone's stuff like that and realize I can't go anywhere in my house without, I'll have to stop.
But see, most of his are out of box. So like what we have in box here, he probably has like 30 of them out of box in that area, where I have about 12 in that space. So I mean, it's very cool, and how he had them all done, and just talking to him and stuff. And he's just starting. He's been on YouTube for a while, but he's not. He kind of flies under the radar as well. I'm sure he's gonna blow up by then. But that's kind of cool. Like Andrew, I'm actually shocked. I honestly thought you had probably close to 2,000, 2,500 pops, especially because all of a sudden you keep, every time you have an auction, you have all this like insane Funko Pops out there.
I like the big stuff. I like the older stuff. I mean, I might, maybe I have more. I mean, I look at bins here, and then I look at Goonies set up there, and Back to the Future, and Ad Icons, which I don't know. Ad Icons just sort of burning me out when I look at McDonald's and all the different things they're doing. It's sort of burned me out a little bit with Ad Icons. I'm sort of focusing on the more iconic stuff. The cereal type stuff or something like that. That's more of an iconic. Punchy from Hawaiian Punch. Instead of collecting every single of the Ronald's McDonald's guys, or I have the 5-pack, and I think that's the only McDonald's ones I'll get.
Yeah, I have the original set that came out with Ronald, and that I almost pulled the trigger on the new ones, the Fry Guys and everything else, but then I was like, I don't know that I really want to try and do that. I'm not a completionist on that. Like I said, I'm like you with Back to the Future. Now that I have Sloth, now I have to get Mikey and Chunk to finish my Goonie set, because I just want that set, and I have the Flash Gordon set. But like, I've really narrowed down my focus. I'm not trying to collect everything. But when you first started with YouTube and you first started with Funko Pops, were you collecting everything that you could just to have content, and now you kind of switched over to just your life?
I think I liked more things. Like I liked Diamond Pops then, or I liked anything that was flocked. And I loved the stickers. Oh my God, that's got 3 stickers. Or that's got 2 stickers. I love stickers. And now I've sort of refined that a little bit, that I do still keep things like that. It's got to have the cool factor, and I've got to like it. Like Dwight. I collect everything Dwight from The Office, but I don't collect The Office. Or what's some other stuff? Retro toys. I like certain retro toys because it reminds me of my childhood. Or like My Pet Monster. I wasn't allowed. My mom never bought me My Pet Monster, so I had that pop, and it brings a memory to me. Or autograph pops. I love autograph pops too. So
yeah, those are cool.
There's autograph pops. I go for that.
That's why I'm ready for COVID to be over so I can go to some more cons. I literally got to go one since I've been a Funko collector. I went to the first one that came up when I started collecting and got like some of the My Hero stuff signed. And now I'm like itching. I'm over here like, man, as soon as I got a big craze, like I can't even go back out anymore.
Yeah.
Dustin, his house, Mama Jason.
And that's when I'm going to go get Nick's, autograph and go buy out his shop when I go out to, San Diego Comic-Con and stand outside because I'll never get a ticket, but that's fine.
Or I'll probably go to a con where it's near you. I have not been to a con since LA Comic-Con last year in October. So that was the last working con that I did. So, yeah. That's another thing that that sucks, not having con work. I was lined up for ECC and San Diego Comic-Con, Boston Fan Expo, Orlando Fan Expo. It's just all these jobs that I've had lined up for this whole year has just been canceled. So it's just.
I think they already moved ECC back to December of next year. So.
Yeah.
So Nick, you're 24 days away or 23 days away from the Wonder Woman. Do you want to explain to everybody, because I know that you sent out some autograph pops that were from WW84, but what exactly was your involvement on the film on that?
I was the costume designer for Cheetah. So I guess I have this reputation of creating the villain's costume for the Warner Brothers network. So they assigned me Cheetah, and at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But then as I was building it and drawing it and just putting it to scale and then actually seeing a 3-dimensional model of it before I actually put it together, it was pretty cool. And yeah, but in the movie we use there are parts where you do see the costume, and then there are parts where it's CG'd, sorry. Like when she's battling Wonder Woman, you know, obviously she can't hold the costume entirely. So yeah, we'll see. I hope you guys will like it. I'm sure
Christmas Day.
I can't wait. Like I have like ready to go, the popcorn, the pajamas, everything else. A big screen. We got a 10-foot screen downstairs in the basement. After presents, that's what I'm doing is I'm watching that movie. I've been waiting.
He says he hopes we like it. We're all screaming at the TV. We know who did that. Like, of course we're gonna love it.
Yeah,
I think she's become a great role model for women and little girls, you know, alike. Just her actual history as the real person, you know, gal herself, what she's been through in her life to get where she was and going in the Israeli army and everything else. Like, she portrays this very beautiful comic book character on screen, but the person behind it, she does a lot of her own stunts and everything else. I just think that that's an amazing role model. She seems totally down to earth, and like you said, anybody can be anybody on screen or, you know, in public or anything. But just watching her interact with people and everything else, that when I don't even think she knows the camera's on her, she seems very down to earth. And hilarious.
Very down to earth, and she works a lot with charities, especially animal charities. We were going to do a project together, but then COVID happened for an animal project here in LA. And yeah, maybe we'll still do it. We'll see. But she's a huge animal activist for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know it was nice to see that they're going to bring it out. I know, you know, when big movies like that, they're pushing a lot back. So it's nice to see they're bringing it out and bringing it out to that they're going to stream it on the HBO, which is different for people that movie theaters aren't open and will not open for it.
Right.
Well, I want to thank you guys both. It's getting close. I know Popular Opinion's either coming on at 9 or he's coming on at 9:30 because we're on the East Coast. But what I did do was to support Bands for Arms in you know, his philosophies and his charities is I did purchase some mystery boxes. The Thanksgiving one, which I think is sold out, and I'm pretty sure the last round of those Karen boxes is sold out. I bought, I don't know how many, but I'm going to give somebody one of each. Yeah, my battery life is red. It's plugged in though. And I can't figure out how to get that off the screen, Mama J. So I got a random comment picker. I appreciate everybody who's come in here tonight and supported us and been here with Andrew and Nick. But we're going to pick, and then once I get those boxes in, I'm going to send 2 unopened mystery boxes. Whoever the winner is, if you'd like to come back on the show, we can open them live together on an upcoming CTV show. So let me share the screen.
And then I'll just open up like a customized box I make myself where I lose again. So then no matter what, like I'll just be pulling like $4 pops like usual.
Hey, Turd, I have some for you as well.
What?
Yeah, I bought enough. All right, let's see how many comments we have. What does it mean it doesn't let me do comments? No, why it's not letting me do comments? I picked our thing tonight. Hang on, let me try and get this again. So, Andrew, you got anything coming up that you want to talk about while I'm pulling this up real quick?
The norm. You know, I mean, Black Friday was really big with a lot of huge mystery boxes. So, you know, they're on their way. Good videos.
Can't wait to see them.
The Fugitive one's the only one that was just a real downer. 5 hours spending waiting for that thing, and then it sells out in seconds.
I don't know why it's not letting me do this tonight.
See, with that, I'm kind of curious if maybe in their mind they thought, you know, kind of Black Friday used to be kind of like a thing where, okay, well, not used to be. So like past few years where like some stores would let stuff go out like at different times. So I thought maybe they were thinking, oh, maybe we'll just drop a little bit here and there and make it exciting. And I think maybe it
There was
backfired.
no rhyme or reason to how they were releasing it, the times, and everyone was waiting. And the only caveat that makes me feel good is it was sports themed, so I felt a lot better. There were only 10 boxes. We found that out, and it was sports themed, so it's like $2,000 sports themes. I'm kind of glad I didn't do it.
Yeah,
because there's not many sports pops that in that kind of price range that would make me happy to get.
I'm a huge sports fan. Huge sports fan. There's like the ones I collect aren't worth anything. I like Francisco Lindor pops, Niners pops. Like that's all I have. Like I don't want a $1,500 sports pop. I just don't. Yeah. And I definitely don't want to spend $2,000 on potentially getting
what attracted people is that of last year's box, $1,500 box, and it was like $2,500 in value. You got great value, but there were awesome pops in it. With this one, it's like I'm sure Dirk Nowitzki's in there. Are they all the same? You know, I don't know.
They're going to use the Kobe Bryants and the.
I'm not even sure it's hard to say what they'll. I mean, they have such a warehouse full of stuff that they could do anything.
I don't know why it's not working.
Sometimes it does that. It's weird. It's an interaction between that and there's other ones you could use if you wanted, or you just wanted to wait.
Should I just try that one again?
Mitch said that these aren't comments; they're live stream comments.
Oh, so oh, that sucks. I wanted to do something like based off of who was in the chat. Like, how do you do the chat picker? Andrew, don't you do that?
If I do anything with chat, it's like I'll pick a name in chat, but I've never been able to take the live and move it over. It always has to be a video. Like if you could go back to a live video, but it's got to be they leave a comment, not the live chat.
Okay, well then what we'll do is I'm going to go back through here. I'm going to get everybody's name who was in the chat tonight, and then I'll do an Instagram live with everybody's name, and we'll pick somebody to win those 2 boxes. And then if you want to come back on, you can do that. I thought you could do it like straight out of the chat. I was all excited. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get somebody that's in here.
Yeah, not live stream.
Okay. Didn't know that. Learned something new. New little wrinkle in the brain. But thank you guys so much. I mean, I know that you're very busy guys, and I really do appreciate you guys coming on. And Nick, I think the video that we all sent to you says what this community thinks of you, and I hope that anytime that you're having one of those days that you can go back and look at that video and know how much that you mean to everybody.
Well, I reference back to it often. So there are times where I'm just having a day and I'll just go back to that video and watch it. So it's not been put away.
Well, I hope you know that we all meant what we said, and it's not just because of you do awesome mystery boxes. It is because of the person that you are and what you do and what is behind that store that you're in right now, and that means a lot. And like I said, Andrew, you and your help and advice and talking me off the ledge quite a few times has been invaluable. Hopefully you can see I'm a happier person.
There you are. Absolutely.
Mostly because of this guy right here.
Don't give me all that credit. We're just here to have fun. We just click. That's all it is. We just
click. That's true. That's very true.
And I want to say as well, like you two are, amazing. Andrew, I reached out to you and Sean both super early when I was considering doing this. You guys took time out to actually give me some pointers when you didn't have to. I mean, you could have just been like, oh, I don't have time to read these. Let me on your live, that was amazing. Still love your videos. I mean, just to be able to have you still, on screen again is amazing. So thank you. And
anytime.
Nick.
Yeah. Hey,
Nick,
Troy, look at the comment there. Claire's got one up on you.
She got
Nick's autograph.
I don't want Nick's autograph until I put in the work to go all the way over there to meet him.
Road trip.
But yes, for sure. You and I road trip. Nick, I mean, you're a huge inspiration. You do things that I personally, that were some of my life long goals, you know, doing the charity work and stuff like that. That's something I've always wanted to do. So kind of like a living legend to me. So knowing that I've been able to kind of to see you, you know, in different times and different spots, I mean, I'm honored that you came and spent some time with us. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
I'm working on trying to find Andrew a Supreme hat that he doesn't already have.
I don't have. I didn't buy many this season. I didn't buy. I like to go through them. You know, I get a lot of flack for it. It's like, yeah, do your age and do this. It's like, I like Supreme hats.
Dude, that's the one thing I love about you is you always rock the Supreme hats, and I'm like, maybe I need to kick it back to when I used to rock the skater stuff. Like, I need to go get me a Supreme hat.
People ask, it's like I don't wear the clothes because I like my clothes baggy and they make XL and that's it. And I'm not into the clothes, but my son is, and he got me into it. So I just like the hats and the accessories. I love the name. I love, you know, I've always been sort of that moniker type thing. I love the branding, and yeah, Supreme hats just work for me.
Well, thank you
It
again.
wouldn't fit my head.
And happy holidays. I hope that your families remain, you know, healthy and avoid all this craziness. And I sincerely hope that there is a day that I get to meet both of you guys in person when we can actually give each other hugs and everything else instead of an elbow. Or so, continued success to both of you guys, and thank you again. Happy holidays, everyone. Chat. I promise I'm going to run this. I just got to get everybody's names. So thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Great week.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.